Is that a Volvo? Weird. What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. Welcome back to the Drifts and Lifts Epic Volvo Drift YouTube channel. Click that subscribe button. Lots of gravy today. Lots of Volvo gravy. Alright guys, so Edna, I got Edna here. And over the last little while, it's had a really blown strut. And the thing just bounces over bumps like super bad. It has no dampening in the shock. So I figured I'd replace it. So I'm actually already done the job. I just swapped the one off of Bradley here. And actually, when I pulled the old one out, it was quite amazing what I found. I just realized that the top locking nut, so that would actually be right here, that unthreaded from the shock tube, and the shock actually was able to come completely out of the tube. And then at that point, basically all I had was like spring, and because the shock tube is, or sorry, the shock is actually what holds everything together, right? You got this top hat, and it's got a nut on top of the shock, and then the shock is held into the strut tube with this, and because that came out, it all just was able to like fly out. So if I went over a big enough jump, that actually would have came out, and the spring probably would have unseated, and it would have not have been a good time. So good thing I didn't die when driving this. I was hearing some crazy sounds up there, and I figured, okay, I think it's probably time to inspect it. So I'm lucky I did at the time, because I'm actually planning on driving this car about 400 kilometers on the weekend, potentially to go pick up a new Volvo. I'm not gonna say too many details, but and we're not even positive if I'm gonna be able to get it yet, but it is turbocharged and it's manual transmission, and it's a 740. So you guys know how I've been kind of, I was really sad ever since I sold Lawrence. That was probably the biggest mistake I made. I really should have kept that car. That was like a clean, minty build. This is gonna be my final chance to actually build a clean Volvo 740 turbo street car. And I promise you guys, I'm not gonna thrash it. This thing is gonna be, it's gonna be street car. No drift events. I got Miss Huff for that. So if that all goes through and that all pans out, we should have ourselves a new Drifts and Lifts project car in a bit here. But that's besides the point. Today, as you guys can see, it is raining really hard, and we don't really get rain too often in the summer, but this week we've been getting a lot of rain. So I was thinking, oh, well, why don't we go have some fun in Edna tonight? Head down to Mexico and do some drifty drift, slide drift, gravy spill stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm almost done putting the strut in. My next thing I got to do is, I don't know if you guys saw my last video, or not my last video, like one of my last videos, but I actually had to make clearance because we're running these big tires on Edna. I had to make clearance on this shock tower. So the spring perch, I actually smacked it with the hammer up and up and up until I was finally able to fit the wheel. So I had to go up a pretty gnarly ways actually last time. So I'm assuming it's probably gonna be similar this time. So I think I'm gonna I'll put the GoPro in, I'll show you guys, I'll show you guys me smashing this thing apart. All right guys, if you're new to the channel, the size of tires that I put on this car are, holy shit, there's a big ass spider on there. Oh, it's a daddy long legs. These do not actually bite, they're just a little spider. So yeah, what size is this tire? It is a 235 75 15. So if I go like this, I'll show you guys quickly, lift it up into place where it would be. As you can see, the tire is actually hitting the top of the strut right here on the perch. So what I'm gonna do is clearance it with a hammer, because that's really the only way I've thought about doing this. There's probably a lot easier and better way, but surprisingly this metal bends like pretty easy and quickly. So I'm probably already halfway there, to be honest. I'll keep going and then I'll check it with the wheel again. Okay, let's give that a peep. There we go. I actually went a little farther than I needed to. So as you guys can see, now we have clearance in here. And obviously because the spring perch is not gonna move, that's all solid. This is never gonna change, and that's as close to the tire as it's gonna get. So I'd say that's a win, guys. I'm gonna throw all the tires back on, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. Sorry, there's water all over the lens. So I'm gonna go to the gym, and then later on, we're gonna head down to Mexico later at night. Alrighty guys, I know you cannot see me right now, but I just picked up my good friend Justin here.
Hey boys.
So Justin, are you ready for me to pour Volvo gravy on your bare naked chest?
Quite possibly.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Alright guys, so we're gonna go, we're in Mexico, as you all know. We're at the Mexican border, just about to cross over. So we're gonna go down to Guatemala. That's in Mexico, isn't it?
Somewhere.
Yeah. So that place has a really good drift spot. So we're gonna go do that. I'm gonna try to put the GoPro in the car. I brought my suction cup mount, and then maybe if Justin would do me the kind favor of filming from out of the car, we might be able to get some footage. We're just gonna go on a little adventure through the streets of Guatemala, picking off drift spots and having some fun on this rainy night. So. Alrighty guys, so we're at our first stop in the Mexican drift adventure. So this is a fairly challenging line. There's a bunch of mangies, so I'll kind of explain it while I'm drifting it. But yeah, the initial entry is an e-brake entry, just to kind of line you up where you want to go. And then there's like 3 mangies into a sweeper turn, into a cul-de-sac, into a reverse of what you did to get in there. So I'll show you guys how it's done here. See if I can get it first try. There is a tractor trailer in the way, so e-brake entry. Keep it sideways. We're gonna mangie. We're gonna mangie. Or the cul-de-sac right now. So now I'm going to get around this tractor trailer. Oh, and I fucking loop it like a pussy. Okay, so that was cool. I'm going to give that one more go. Alright guys, so round 2, instead of the e-brake entry, I'm just going to power over. This is all in first gear, mind you, with really big tires, so long gear ratio. Mangie, mangie. Now we're into the cul-de-sac. See if I can line this up a bit better this run. So around the tractor trailer, mangie. There we go. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna pick up Justin so he can come for a little ride. so I got Justin in the car now. He's done his filming duties. So what we're gonna try to do here is have a conversation while I drift this line. So I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video, but Justin here is the guy who he's the organizer of the drift events at Agassiz Speedway and now Mission, right?
Mission, yeah, our old drift.
Oh yeah,
Mission.
yeah. So yeah, man. Thank you, Justin, for putting those events on for us.
Okay.
It's you know, someone's got to keep the drift community alive in Canada and just wherever you live in general. So what should we talk about, Justin?
I don't know, man.
You feeling pretty good?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Long trip to Mexico.
Yeah.
A little jet lag.
A little jet lag.
Car lag.
Yeah, a little car lag.
Yeah, the old Volvo, she's pretty good, but she's a little dreary for a long
Yeah,
time.
like in this rain, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Constantly wiping the windows keeps us awake on the long drive.
Yeah, see, this car doesn't have a heater core, so
It's actually pretty cold for Mexico right now.
It actually is. It's in the high altitude part.
Yeah. I've been to Mexican mountains.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
Oh yeah.
So we should go to the, yeah, believe it or not, there is high altitude spots in Mexico, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a pickup truck. Alright guys, so we are at our next location in Mexico. So basically what this is a 90-degree corner with very long roads after each end of the corner. So what I'm going to do is come straight e-brake entry to a transfer and then into the corner and carry on. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so I think I'm just going to leave it in first. So see if I pin it right here. Alright guys, that worked really well actually. So I was trying to do commentary, I got into the drift, and that was that. So I'm going to hit it in the reverse way of what I just did. There we go. So it seems like at the top of first with these big tires, I get to about 80 kilometers an hour. So full pin.
Fucking
Like fun.
money to fun
Yeah,
ratio.
for sure. That's like usually all I search for in a car.
Yeah.
Money to fun ratio.
Well, it's like, so there's all these YouTubers that fucking do, yeah. Hell yeah.
See, with good shocks in the car, it's a little more predictable. Last time me and Justin drifted this car, we took it out for a Mexican night, and it had both blown shocks in the front. that was pretty intense.
Each tire rubbed on each fender as he flopped back and forth.
Exactly. Alright guys, so this drift, is actually pretty difficult. It's a sweeper, big sweeper, and then it is there's some train tracks and then a transfer and then a 90-degree corner and a ride out. So 90 degree, did I say 90 degree? I don't know, whatever, let's do it. I think I should be able to get it if I line everything up properly. You did very well, Edna. Alrighty guys, so that's pretty much a wrap up of our video tonight. Just drove all the way back to Canada. So we're back in Canada now. This car it's very simple, cheap fun, that's for sure. Look at all the dust. Like, this thing's been through some stuff at this point on the channel. I've actually done like a fair bit of work. Like, I did the head gasket on it. I've replaced the struts. I've replaced 3 struts on this car already. So it's probably going to keep going through struts with how I drive it and the off-road, really aggressive, really bumpy type stuff. I mean, that's not really easy on the struts by any means. But yeah, this thing's been fucking great. And I've been using it to actually shuttle my mountain bike with buddies quite often. So we hang the mountain bikes over the side here. We put like, same thing as like the back of a pickup truck, but it's coming out the sides instead of the back. It's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, check these out. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but the big rust holes in the bottom of the trunk there. When you're kicking water and dirt up, it basically just like coats the inside of the trunk with a bunch of mud. So this is basically a truck, this car. Like, it's got a solid axle, it's got a pickup bed. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave you there, guys. Thanks for watching again, and yeah, lots of gravy to come. What else? Oh yeah, so maybe, like I said in the earlier part of this video, we might be getting a new gravy boat. So like and subscribe for bruised Volvo bunions. Peace out.